If you love crafting with wood, you will love these DIYs as much as I do. Hey Bestie, it's Lisa. Welcome or welcome back. In today's episode, we'll be doing Dollar Tree wood DIYs. This DIY, I'm using a combination of supplies I already had that I used before and some new ones. So some of these little signs I had used before, so I'm taking off whatever I had on them. I'm sanding them down just to make sure there aren't any loose edges. And then I'm using this placemat that I got actually at the Family Dollar store. It was still only $1. And I'm going to cut out each of the mason jars so they're individual, and I'm going to cut off the greenery in it. I'm going to use the truffle colored chalk paint, and I'm just going to paint the top of each of these little signs because on those edges they have this really pretty plaid that looks really nice. So I'm going to let that show, and I'm going to do 2 coats. And I got this $1 little adhesive glue from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use a combination of that and hot glue to attach these together, and then I'll turn it over and make sure that they're reinforced in the back. And what I'm going to do is reinforce these seams with some little popsicle sticks. I'm just going to make sure that the little hanger is secure with some hot glue so that it's right in the center of what will be the top. I'm going to take some craft paper, cut it down to size, and hot glue it around the edges like I always do to finish off my projects. And then I'll trim around the edges to make sure it's nice and tight. And I'm also going to cut open that little area to make sure that the hanger is showing so that we can hang this up when it's all done, if that's what we decide to do. Now I'm going to take my mason jars and just figure out how I would like to position them. But before I attach them, I'm going to use some Waverly White wax, and I'm just going to dry brush across. I want these to look like wood planks. And so what I'm doing is just putting a little teeny bit on my brush, wiping most of it off, and then going ahead and dragging it across. And I really like the effect. It makes it look like it's really wood. And now I'm going to take my liquid adhesive and combination of hot glue, and I am going to go ahead and put down the mason jars. I'm also going to use my brayer to make sure that they are adhered on the whole thing. I'm going to do that with all 3 of the mason jars, and I think it looks really cute the way that they're positioned and just on the wood, so it looks like literally it's on pieces of wood planks. I'm going to also take some little thin jute twine from the Dollar Tree, and I'm literally going to hot glue it around each of the jars all the way around. And that kind of finishes off the edges instead of it looking like plastic, which it is. Now I'm going to take some really pretty fall greenery that I got in just different colors. I found the flowers at Dollar Tree, and then the other piece that looks kind of like wheat, I got that at Hobby Lobby on sale, 40% off. I'm going to cut them down real short, and then I'm going to hot glue them on so that it looks like they're coming out of the mason jars. And once I get all of that on there, I'm going to pull the leaves forward and cover up the stems so that you don't see those little stems and it looks like it's just coming right out. Now that I've tacked down the leaves that cover up the stems, I'm going to go and make the little bows that you see already on the placemat. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hot glue a piece of the twine straight across like it is in the picture, and then make a bow to match and just hot glue those right over the painted on, if you will, bows. And I just think it gives it more of a 3D effect, and I just really, really love how it's looking. I had a lot of fun making this one. I'm super happy with it. I found this gorgeous picture. It's almost like a framed wreath, and it was sold through Pinterest by Gifts and Wreaths Boutique, and it was $69. And I thought I could do this, so I have this frame that was gifted to me. And then I found this Hello Fall sign, and then I'm going to use different chalk paint colors, which I will show you again. And right now I'm just going to take everything out of the frame and remove the little metal pieces that hold things in. I'm going to use the agave color as my base coat, and I'm going to put a coat on the back. And then once that dries, I'm going to turn the frame over. And I'm going to do the same thing on the front. And the front is gorgeous. It has such beautiful detail, and I'm going to accentuate that. And what I'm going to do is after I paint this with the agave, I'm going to go in with some of the Waverly White wax. And I'm going to paint it on and then take a paper towel and wipe it off. And I just love that effect because you still see the agave, but then you get all that detail. Now, once I finished this, I decided it needed something else. So I'm going to add some antique wax. And then I'm going to do the same thing, put that on and rub it off. And then just to make sure I didn't lose too much of the agave, I do go back in and touch up a little bit by dry brushing on some more agave and bringing back some of that beautiful color. I just love that agave color. And so that is how I'm going to get this to look close to the color in the inspiration piece. Now that Hello Fall sign is so cute. I love these wooden signs. I'm going to take the plaster color chalk paint and I'm going to paint the front, the back, and inside between all of the little letters in the sides because I want the whole thing to be in that plaster color. The next thing I'm going to do is take a bunch of different floral picks, and they're all fall for the most part, and I got most of them at Dollar Tree and some at Hobby Lobby on clearance. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through with my little snips and I'm going to just cut off the things that look like the ones in the picture. Now I ordered a bow maker because you know I'm bow challenged. Anyway, I am taking my buffalo check ribbon. Now in the inspiration piece, it was kind of like a blue and white buffalo check, but I didn't have that, so I'm using my black and white, but I think it looks great. And I'm just making my bow using the bow maker, and gotta tell you guys, this is a game changer. And I'm going to tie some twine around the middle. And then I'm going to take another little piece of that buffalo check ribbon and I'm going to wrap it around the center just to make it look pretty and hot glue that down. Then I'm going to fluff my bow quite a bit and I dovetail the ends. And as soon as I finish this, we're going to go back to arranging those florals because the bow is going to go on top. So I need to get those florals down first. So I'm going to take a little piece of that buffalo check ribbon and I'm going to wrap it around this one little side of the frame. And the reason I'm doing that is so that I will hot glue all the florals to it instead of the frame in case I ever want to change this out. So now I'm just going to start creating like a swag. So pretty much everything I put up, I'm going to put down and I'm going to put some sideways. You'll see I'm just looking at the picture, the inspiration piece, and I'm just trying to make it look as much like that as possible with the pieces that I have. And it's just so easy to do this. I mean, you just hot glue it, let it dry, and it just comes out so pretty. I really love this look. And doing this on a picture frame, I've never done this before and I absolutely love it. You could hang this on your front door. You could put this inside your home, whatever you want. It's just so cool. I love all the different kinds of florals and greenery and fall florals that they have. It's just so cool. And this is just a perfect fall combination. Now, once I get everything glued down and set exactly the way I want it, I'm going to take my bow and I'm just going to put hot glue right there in the center of all that, and I'm going to hot glue my bow right down to this. And then I'm just going to tack down a couple of the little loops so that it looks the way I want it to. I absolutely love the way this is turning out. Then I've got this cute little knob from Hobby Lobby. It's 99 cents, but I literally got it for 70% off. So, I mean, that's almost free. And what I'm doing is a combination of E6000 and hot glue to attach it. The frame isn't thick enough to screw right into it. And then I'm going to put some twine inside the little holes on the Hello Fall sign. I'm going to hang it on the knob, and then I'm just going to tack down a couple edges of the Hello Fall sign so it stays in place. You guys, I love this one. Please let me know if you love it too. Cute little sign on Pinterest sold by 6 Little Ducks for $24. And I just felt like I could make this. So I have this cute little wooden piece from the Dollar Tree and I just sanded it down, and now I'm adding pumpkin color chalk paint by Waverly all over the whole front and sides. I'm going to mist the top while it's still wet with my sprayer, and then I'm going to use antique wax and I'm going to keep layering it till I get that look of the color that the inspiration piece has. So it's taken me several times going back and forth, but I think I finally have it. And I'm going to remove the tag from the back, and then I'm going to take the wax and I'm just going to put it on the back and wipe off the excess and just stain it just to give it a finished look. And then I'm going to turn it back over, sand the top, and wipe that off. And then I'm going to sand around the edges to get that pumpkin color to start peeking through again. And I just love that look. And the inspiration piece also had the distressed edges. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little jute twine hanger on the back with some hot glue and some masking tape. And then I'm going to take premium decoupage and I'm going to go over the top because I am going to use my Cricut for this one to create the words. I'm going to try to replicate the fonts as best as I can. And of course you can always do stickers, stencils, handwriting, or tracing. And it's just going to say my favorite color is October, and it is so cute, and this was super easy. Adorable little pumpkin on a stand at Dollar Tree, and then I got this set of 12 tags for $4.99 at Hobby Lobby. What a great deal. That's less than a Dollar Tree price. Now, although this pumpkin is cute, I have to change it, of course, because it's almost neutral, not quite. I also found this amazing fabric. I think it's really a curtain over at IKEA. It was on sale for $9.99. Look at how big and thick that is. It's like upholstery fabric. So I'm just going to cut out a big enough piece to use for this pumpkin. And I just love this pattern. It's very neutral, but it has a nice like kind of, pattern to it. It's not plain. I'm going to cut off those wider seams so it'll be easier to work with. Once I have both of the edges cut off, I'm going to hot glue this piece to the base of the pumpkin, and then I'm going to trim all around it to make it fit the shape. I would like to have a nice border around this instead of just a cut edge of that fabric, so I'm going to use some nautical rope that I got from Walmart. It's a great deal there. And I'm just going to hot glue it all the way around the actual face of the pumpkin 2 times to create a finished edge. I'm also going to use the nautical rope to wrap around the stem and cover the entire thing. I got a roll of this off-white berry garland over at Hobby Lobby, 40% off, and sometimes they have it at Dollar Tree too, a smaller roll. And I'm just going to twirl it around my finger a few times and cut off a little piece, one for each side, and create the little pumpkin tendrils with it. Then I've got this little raffia bow with a button in the middle, also from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to hot glue that right to the center of the pumpkin stem. Now I'm going to take one of those tags I showed you at the beginning from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to cut a little piece of burlap that I got from Dollar Tree, fray the edges by removing some little pieces. I'm going to hot glue it down in the 4 corners, and that's going to become my little tag that will kind of be like a sign for the pumpkin. I'm going to take some of that raffia and I'm going to cut it to form the letters for the word fall. And I just thought that would be kind of cute to use one of the materials that I've already got on hand like this to keep it neutral and a little bit on the rustic side. I'm just going to use that liquid adhesive from Dollar Tree to put that down. It works perfectly for this. And also I love that pointy edge so I can get very precise when I need to. Then I'm going to take a little bit of jute twine from the Dollar Tree, string it through the hole in the tag, and wrap it around the stem of the pumpkin. I'm going to secure the tag with a little hot glue on the front right where I want it, tie a knot in the back with the jute, and trim the edges. And this one's done, and I think it turned out super cute.
Are you ready for more inspiration? I've got another video here I think you will really like. Click on it. I will see you there. You are truly a blessing to me. Bye.